Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Andrea. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday morning. Embrace Creatives is headquartered in Metro Detroit, so it's cold here as usual. Embrace Creatives was developed by me to bring artists together, bring artists and buyers together, and I created Coffee with Andrea as a vlog series, as a way to get you to really see who it is on Embrace Creatives and people in the community, not just the Metro Detroit community, but all over the country. So today I'm going to introduce you to a local artist, but before I do, I want to remind you that it's tax season. Don't shut off the video. I know, it's painful. I get it. I have a stack of receipts downstairs that I still have to go through to get to my accountant. But it really is very important, not just because you should pay your taxes because you're part of a society, but also because you're building a business and you have to be responsible in all areas of your business, including fiscally responsible. The state, whatever state you're in, wants to get their sales tax, and you really should be a business entity, whether you're a sole proprietor or moved into an LLC. It's very important that you keep your business finances and your personal finances separate for many reasons. I teach the reasons in my Mind Your Art Business Growth course online, and I'll be teaching in person in Royal Oak, Michigan. But I wanted to let you know that on Embrace Creatives, in the blog area, you can find under Helping Artists and Creative Businesses Excel. It's the first blog, and it has the sprouts, the growth sprouts, and it says start here to grow your business. If you click on that and scroll down, you're going to see EC Think Tanks, and under EC Think Tanks header, the second one is Creative Taxes. It is a video, I think 3-part video, about 20 minutes each. I brought in 2 accountants. One is actually an artist on Embrace Creatives to talk about how artists can prepare their taxes. So click on it, grab another cup of coffee, click on it when you have time, and take notes because it's really important. You really should be preparing your taxes now for April 15th. So that was my business tip of the day. Now I'm going to introduce you to our Coffee with Andrea guest on this Monday morning, James, and it's Chism, right?
Yes, it's Chism, yes.
Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
My first question to you is, why did you join Embrace Creatives? And what value are you finding here?
You know, the reason that I really joined Embrace Creatives was because I needed a community of like-minded people. I'm relatively new to the Detroit area. I've only been here for 4 years. And so I just really began creating again in 2017. So, you know, with rediscovering, you know, something that I've loved for so long, I just really needed to understand, you know, the business part of it, because I'm really trying to take this, you know, take my art to the next level and really grow it as a business. And also just around like-minded people, you know, that for me, that's how I grow. I have to be around people that's doing the same thing that, you know, I'm doing, and to get feedback, not only for my own work, but just to constantly be motivated and inspired, you know, to push the limits. So when I found Embrace Creatives, I mean, it was a no-brainer to me. I mean, I joined the community first on Facebook, and then later on actually joined through the website. So since then, I've just been trying to learn different things and read different articles that's posted, and just really, you know, continuing to grow as an artist.
Well, we are thrilled to have you. I'm very excited, and I see some of your work behind you.
Yeah.
So that excites me. In fact, when I jumped on this video earlier, I had a blank wall, and I looked at his art, and I thought, all right, I got to go downstairs and get something. I have this blank wall. Well, he's these gorgeous pieces.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Let's jump into, you talked about it when we were setting up the interview, and I asked you what you wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned a few minutes ago, coming back to your art. Well, first of all, where are you? Are you from Metro Detroit? You're back, or?
No. Actually, I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh,
And so I'm a Southern boy. So, all of this cold, especially this year, has been like crazy. So, but I'm dealing with it, but I came up here because my wife, she's from the area. And so we came up here to take care of her mother. And so growing up, I was always around art. My family was big, not only in visual arts, but in music. So I've played instruments and, growing up, I was always doodling or painting or drawing or whatever, I could do creatively. And so when I graduated high school in 95, life just kind of happens and I just stopped creating. I don't know really why, but just life took over in general. And so it had been 23 years. And December 2017, I don't know, the bug just came back and I've been at it ever since.
nice.
Yeah.
And sometimes creating is so emotional. It takes
Yeah.
so much energy. I know I've got a canvas. It's still sitting on my easel. I walk by it every day, and
Yeah.
building this. I'm creating this, so that's kind of my creativity. But you have to come back to it. You have to be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Yeah.
You find that your musical background. First of all, I was born in Virginia, so
Okay. Okay. So,
I was there for like 2 weeks.
you're Southern girl.
Yeah, claim that. So my ex-husband is a music producer in New York. I lived in New York for 30 years, and so was around music a lot. And you as a musician, do you find that your music helps inspire your art at all? Do you ever connect the two?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, when I'm creating, I'm always listening to music. So I I link the two, because especially what I do, I'm an abstract artist. I'm non-objective, so that means that I approach the canvas or whatever surface that I'm painting on. I have no plan. I have no plan when I approach that surface, and it's just the painting evolves as the time goes on. So, but always I have something playing. So, that helps me out. And also art is like lyrical, and is like notes. You have your different melodies, you have your different, things that go together, work together, don't go together. So I mean it all really links up together, in some type of way.
I love that. It's like notes. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's perfect. So, for the artists out there, and there's so many that I know that are coming back to art for whatever reason they have. Can you give them maybe a first step, even if it's an emotional first step? How did you come back to it? How did you do it?
Honestly, it was actually a team building that I went to at work. I'm not a full-time artist. I'm a 9 to 5 person, and I do art as my night job. So, there was a team building that happened at work, and we went to one of the uh, paint, like the paint. I like a paint party, and so I hadn't painted seriously, Andrea. I had not painted in literally like 23 years since high school. And it was like when I touched the brush, I don't know, it was just something happened. It was like a spark. And by the end of the night, it was like, I was really just like sweating. It was like, it was a workout. And it felt so special at that point. I knew that was it. It had come back to me. The love for it had come back to life. And I asked my wife, I said, my wife, I was talking about it. I was looking at art. I mean, I was doing everything I could, surrounding myself with art. And for Christmas, my wife bought me some paints and brushes, and that's how it all started. So my advice to any artist who's looking to get back into art is just do it. It's only going to take one time for you to just grab a canvas. It doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, I'm gonna show these little. I think this is like a little 8x8, thing here. Um, you can get them from Michael's for, a stack of them for, $20. Grab you some. grab some cheap brushes and some paint and just do it, and as you're, building up and you're getting your confidence and everything, then, you can go out and you can buy, a little more expensive paint. I really don't use expensive paint. I'm not trying to do a plug or anything, but I shop at Blick in Midtown. I have some Utric and I have some Blick studio acrylic. I'm more of a heavy body person. So the studio acrylic by Blick, that's really good with textures. The Utric is a little thinner, so if you're looking to, manipulate it a little more, then that's the way to go. But you can always catch it on sale, and just do it. That's all it takes is just stepping out and deciding I'm gonna do it and do it.
Yeah, so I just want to not also plug Blick, but let you know that Blick is an Embrace Creatives business member. So everyone connect with them and message them and say, hey, what's going on over there? What sales do you have? We got to get them back onto Embrace Creatives and sharing what they do. But yeah, so I think it's the bravery. I mean, that's what I hear with a lot of artists that are coming back into it. It can be extremely overwhelming to have to create something. So I'm so glad to hear that you just did it. You just did it. And really that's it, just to do it, not really to worry about the outcome. It's more about the process, the baby steps that you and I talked about before we started the video, the baby steps. And it doesn't have to be good, and you don't have to save it, and you don't have to do an art call with it. You just have to do it, Exactly. That really is the key. So what do you do with your for your day job?
So I work at the Quicken Loans family of companies downtown, and I'm actually a communications trainer. So I actually help people to develop their communication skills, not only when they're speaking to clients, but also, writing emails and, just interacting with other people.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I actually wrote a blog post about writing a good email. I mean, that to me as a business coach, communication, building relationships and getting them to understand you is extremely important. You really have to speak not just your heart and your story as an artist, but also in a way that's going to resonate with people who really don't understand art. And give us a tip, because that's what we do here, as artists. We speak through our craft, but then we have to do social media. We have to write our artist statement. Can you give us a little basic tip?
One tip that I would tell people is that you have, especially when you're not face to face, a person that you can't rely on body language. You can't rely on how a person is looking, how a person is sitting. So when you're not face to face, when you're doing a post online, or when you're sending an email to a potential client or a collector, that's your one chance. First impressions are everything. So you have to make your words that you speak make sense. You have to use correct grammar. You have to use correct punctuation. You have to write in a way that when that person looks at you, they know that you're a competent, knowledgeable person. So, and anybody can reach out to me for tips. I do this as my 9 to 5, but I'll be more than willing to help anyone that I can to, to grow in the areas of their communication, especially writing, considering a lot of creatives are introverts anyway. So we don't like to do face to face. So if you need to write and need some help, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy.
And so I'm wondering, would you like to write an article for Embrace Creatives?
Sure, I can do that.
That would be great. We'll talk about that after the interview. Oh, okay. It would be honored. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, awesome.
So what is your next step, considering you got back in and you're creating pieces? What are you going to do?
My next step is right now, I'm really focusing on exposure. I've only been back creating for a little over a year. So I'm still a baby to the whole thing. So, but that first year went by fast, and one thing that I will tell anybody that I had to overcome was you have to be ready for opportunity. So be prepared. Create. There's going to be days where you may not want to create. That's fine. I have my slumps, but every artist is going to have their slump. But you have to continue to create. You have to continue to have something available if a person is looking for a show, or they say, you know what, I really like what I saw on online. Do you have that item available, or can you create me an item? So you have to be available for the opportunities that come your way. So for me, it's all about exposure at this point. It's about continuing to progress and learn the business side of things, to really get into different shows and just get my work out there. That's the thing. Get out there and don't let it just be your work that people see. Let people see you too. It's a little more difficult with a 9-to-5, but I try to make it to different openings. I try to make it to different galleries when I can, or just link up with other artists randomly, invite them out to lunch. You guys have lunch, pick each other's brains, but you have to be seen. You have to stay relevant and out there.
Yeah, and understand what's happening in the community. So,
Exactly.
Embrace Creatives is that space to connect with other artists. So to build your network in a safe space where, people get us. And that's one of the reasons I do the Let's Meet mixed with a maker and the feedback form. Right now we're in Metro Detroit, but I have a partner on the west side of Michigan, and we're going to be doing events there, because I realize that online is great to get seen by many people, but it's hard to build this. That's why I do these in-person events as well. So the Mix with a Maker, I do at different galleries in Metro Detroit. Our next one, we had to cancel the last one because of course, snow.
Right,
actually, negative, what was it, like -20?
Right, exactly.
So, but I'm working with Gallery Camille. We're going to pick a new date soon. So look for that, because we'd love to have you. And we just have so many artists come, and it's just a great way. It's a great way to meet people and build your network. So
awesome.
I'm excited to see where you go. So we're going to talk about doing the article, and I want you back on Embrace Creative, sharing with us everything that you're doing, because you're part of our family, and we want to be able to support you, and and be part of your creative world too. So thank you so much for joining me today.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Andrea. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And everybody, thank you so much for joining James and I on this Coffee with Andrea. I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Don't forget to share Embrace Creative so we can get more people empowered. Share this video, and let's help get James out there. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.